I think it was also mentioned this morning. However, experts and many people still agree that there is a big potential for Africa to turn itself from an importer to become an exporter. So this afternoon, maybe morning for you, and evening in your country, the question for our African panel is how are entrepreneurs in the continent building smart food value chain? And we have with us today about 7 panelists. We have Mrs. Dienaba Traore. She's the CEO of Gabougouni. This is a culinary blog based in Bamako, Mali. She has been with us since 2018 as a Smart Food Champions. She held one Smart Food Masterclass in Bamako, Mali, and 2 others in Niamey in Niger. We have with us Agatha Tuheri Laizer, founder of Seasoning Palet from Tanzania. I'm happy to learn more about this company today. And we also have with us Joseph Kibuka. He's a red sorghum wine producer from Kenya. And on this panel as well, Mr. Nicholas Musisi. He's a team lead, Nutri-Worth International. He's from Uganda. We have Halatou. She's director general of Les Céréales de Tatam, based in Bamako, Mali. We have with us today Seema Gohil. She's a managing partner of Afka Venture, based in Kenya, and Mr. Elhaj Ali Madugu. He's CEO of Dala Food, based in Kano, northern Nigeria. So with us, I want to say welcome to you all, and thank you really for your patience up to now. And as you heard from the Indian panel, we have some of these questions to discuss in our African panel as well. And with your permission, I just like to start with the first round of questions. And from what I read from your bio data information yesterday and the day before, I understood that all of you have taken new products to market and try to create change at different level with consumer with regard to millet and sorghum products. So my first question to the panelists today would be to ask you to introduce yourself and to present your product, explain your business, and also maybe go into detail and tell us where you see the biggest market opportunity today for millet and sorghum and why. When I was just watching the previous panel, I saw the first person who came in line from my panel was Agatha Tuheri Laizer. So I will ask you maybe Agatha to start. Agatha, can you hear us?
Agatha, can you unmute? Can you hear us?
Agatha we cannot hear you. So please unmute. In between, I will just ask if Mr. Madugu, he's a CEO of Dala Food in northern Nigeria. If he's here, maybe to come in and just introduce Dala Food, the product you have. I know you are working mainly on millets. You have many products based on millet. I also have the opportunity to visit your company and to taste some of them. So Elhaj Madugu, if you are here, would you please say a few words? Yes, we can hear perfectly.
Okay, good day to all the panelists. And let me start by appreciating and saying thank you for the organizers of this conference for giving us opportunity to be on. My name is Ali Safiani Madugu, as earlier been said, and I'm the managing director of Dala Foods Nigeria Limited, a company based in Kano. And Dala Foods is a company that is a little bit old, 41 years old now, started by my late father, and I've taken over from him. We are mainly the company started in with TB's business, but in 1989, we started exploring on grains. And the first grains we started with is millet. And in doing millet, we just started with a staple food in millet. Millet is a household food in northern Nigeria.
Go ahead.
Clear? So as I was saying, the company was established by 1979. We are 41 years old, and we start basically with tea. But in 1989, we went on to start processing millet. Actually, millet is a household food in northern Nigeria, Niger, some Chad, and some part of Cameroon. So, and basically, it is being used in flour form and making a lot of other products out of it. But the most basic is kunun. That is the product we are doing. And kunun is millet and tamarind sort of gruel. And we make it in an instant form. So we really add value into the millet and simplify the usage because people are more urbanized now than in rural area. So that's about Kunzamia. And recently, we have just started doing sorghum flour, which is another product now added. In terms of why millet and sorghum, yes, there is great potential for millet and sorghum, mostly in northern Nigeria. It is an old age food, which most people are using. But before our product, Kunun Samia, mostly people had to get the powder and process it at home the way they want it. But now, with having a particular product.
Yes, Elaj Madugu was just describing some of the product they have in Dala food. So millet based, but now in the recent year, I think they have been also in sorghum processing. We'll come back to you, Elaj Madugu. Hi, Nicholas. Okay, so grateful we can see you. Yes, so let me please introduce you very quickly. We can hear you. So I said before, you are team lead of Nutri-Worth International. You are from Uganda. Please tell us more about your company and what are your products and what are, according to you, the biggest opportunity today for millet and sorghum in the markets.
Wow, thank you very much, Agatha and Bakavi. My name is Nicholas Musisi. I'm from Uganda. I'm here to represent Nutri-Worth International. Now, Nutri-Worth International may not be a company as such, but it's basically an organization, an NGO. However, we have an incubation center that we have an incubation program that hosts a number of companies, and one of the companies is ODDEE Foods, which happens to be also a company that I'm a co-founder. So in Nutri-Worth, I will be specific to the smart food, to the millets, our work with millets. Our story with millet started in as we were interns before even thinking about the whole ideology of starting a company. And we used millets to address issues regarding malnutrition in one of the health centers we were working in. So we happened to realize that many mothers had malnourished babies, and the hospital had insufficient feeds to support the mothers as they came, like the ready-to-use therapeutic feeds. So through our research with other colleagues with whom we've co-founded the organization, we realized that a combination of millets, nuts, we added some soya beans, could help handle these issues, or it could work as a perfect replacement for the ready-to-use therapeutic feed. So we came up with the measurements to use, and these measurements we are taught to mothers and other caretakers, and also we taught them how to prepare this so that they can depend on these. Good enough, these were products that the mothers had, they did not need to buy them, and if it's in the villages or in their homes, these are places that those that could not have them, like they do not grow them, could really buy them at a relatively lower cost. So that is the beginning of our work with millet. Over time, we thought we could take these products to a greater market, like other people could really take advantage of these products. So that's when we came up with the ideology of coming up with a full-fledged product that we could take out there to cater for the needs of other mothers that could not get us in the hospitals that we were in. And that's how we came up with a product we currently call Mbocha. It's a really new product on market, but it's an ideology that we had birthed and we had worked with way back from about 2017, 2018. Yes, so the opportunities I see for millets in Uganda and probably the world at large is one, the trends are changing. People are opting more for nutritious foods. It's not, you realize that the stories are no longer all about the taste and the appearance, but now people are rethinking nutrition due to the rising cases of issues like cancers, anemia, and all that. People are rethinking their diets. So, for example, in Uganda, we have about 53% of people below ages 5 having iron deficiency. And then people, pregnant mothers, about 32% of pregnant mothers are having issues regarding iron, anemia. And we are also experiencing high mortality rates because of the same. We realize that millets having the value, the nutrition values that they carry presents a great opportunity for us to penetrate the markets as millet dealers or as food processors that really work with millet. Thank you, Agatha.
Thank you so much, Nicholas, for this really exciting experience that you have in the sector. I'd like to turn to Gohil. You are managing partner of Afka Venture. You are based in Kenya. Please tell us more about your company and where you see the biggest opportunity today for sorghum and millet in the market.
Sure. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, perfectly on my side.
Thank you, and good afternoon or evening, I guess, everyone. So I'm the co-founder at NYUMMS. We are a Kenyan-based company that's actually developing convenience foods for the local market here. A lot of what you've heard, I think, earlier today and yesterday was really how we need to create local companies here to build a market for millets. And so we're doing exactly that. We're developing value-added products that are more than just flours. So our products include convenience foods like millet-based snacks, noodles, rice, and flakes. We're still early in the product development stages, so we don't have final products in the market yet. COVID's definitely delayed that a little bit. But we hope to be in stores by next year. We've actually been working closely with ICRISAT to build the supply chain here. And then also are in discussions with IMR on the food processing side. So we're still early, but we're excited and looking forward to working with all the stakeholders here and really looking to now launch millet-based convenience foods for the Kenyan, I guess, really East African region, hopefully within the next year. Where we see the biggest market opportunities are really in developing food products that are highly nutritious and convenient, right? Consumers today, I think we all know, are more health conscious than they've ever been before. We're facing the double burden of NCDs, malnutrition in the region. So millet-based foods can really address both of those issues. But you know, one of the biggest things that we do have to recognize is that today's consumers are really driven by convenience more than anything else. So our focus on really convenience and nutritious foods is really where we see the biggest market opportunity, is to combine both of those. And then obviously, you know, making them affordable. So it's really for focusing on the three kind of things of affordable, nutritious, but also very convenient for the customer.
Thank you so much. We'll come back to you. As of now, I'd like to call upon Mrs. Dienaba Traore. You are CEO of Gabougouni, as a culinary blog based in Bamako, Mali. Will you say more about Gabougouni, please? Dienaba, can you unmute, please? I can't.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. I'm Dienaba Traore. I am the owner of Gabougouni, culinary blog that promotes African food and African foods and local cereals, including the smart food. So before I started with Gabougouni, I was working on the hygiene and quality in the in an airline catering. So when I landed to Bamako, I started the blog. The aim of the blog was to promote our African terroir, to make the African food more attractive and more easier to do. So actually, Gabougouni is a catering. So we
Oh, we can't hear you.
Can you unmute? Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. You can hear me now. So I was saying that Gabougouni is now a catering. So we are in the African cuisine, and we do our best to promote local cereals like millet, sorghum, niébé, fonio, etc. And we are also doing cooking classes for kids and adults, so we can prepare the future to change the habits. By doing those classes with the kids, we show them the nutrition value of millet, of sorghum, and different cereals we have here. So they can learn new recipes. The parent also can learn new recipes. So that will help them to consume more millet and sorghum. So for me, the biggest market opportunity is that millet and sorghum are have very high level nutrition. So they are healthy, they are local, and they are very tasty. So I think this is what helped us to make the consumer appreciate more those cereals.
So, okay, Dienaba, we'll come back shortly for you, because one of the things I just observed working with you during the past 2 years is that you work a lot with the youth. So maybe some of the opportunities you see there is among the youth entrepreneurship, being youth, a young person yourself. So will you elaborate a bit more about the opportunity in the market for millet and sorghum?
Did not get you.
Okay, so I was saying that for millet and sorghum, I see you training more in the youth, in like you did in Niger and in Mali. So one may understand that today you see a niche there among the young population when it comes to promoting millet and sorghum and creating added value for these crops. That's what I'm trying to say.
So like I said, we work with the youth, but it's just that will help us to change the habits of the people, because I think children and young people are more we can show them easily the benefits of the product, and they will help to how I'm gonna say it.
Promote?
Yes, to promote for the next generation.
Exactly. And I see you're using a lot of social media in the work that you are doing. Let's say in Mali and talk to Halatou them. Halatou, you are the managing director of Les Céréales de Tatam, which used to be Danaya Cereal. It's a family-owned business, actually a lead business in cereal processing in Mali. But I'll let you introduce more the company.
Okay, thank you, Agathe. Sorry, I speak French. I don't speak well English. Agathe, tu vas me traduire. Je m'appelle Je m'appelle Halatou Dem, je dirige les céréales de Tatam. C'est une entreprise familiale que ma mère a créée en 1992. C'est une entreprise qui transforme des céréales, tout genre de céréales produits au Mali, que ce soit le fonio, le mil, le sorgho, le maïs. Principalement le mil et le sorgho, parce que le mil et le sorgho, c'est les céréales les moins chères au Mali et qui se consomment le plus après le riz. Et en voyant cela, ma mère a vraiment voulu promouvoir cette céréale parce que on l'appelait la céréale un peu du pauvre. C'est pas cher, c'est pas difficile à avoir dans les zones rurales. Donc, on a voulu transformer ces céréales dans des produits locaux comme du dégué, de la farine. Mais c'est surtout la farine, ces dernières années, on promouvoit beaucoup. Et tellement que ça a eu du succès, le PAM, voyant que c'est l'une des céréales qu'on consomme le plus, a voulu appuyer notre entreprise pour fortifier cette farine parce que c'est l'une des farines qu'on consomme le plus et pour lutter contre la malnutrition au Mali. Agathe, je te laisse traduire ça.
Okay, so just quickly, so Halatou is now is the managing director of Les Céréales de Tatam. It was founded by her mother, and when she joined after graduating from the university, she just took the management of the company, and they focus mainly on millet and sorghum because they are less expensive. They are less expensive, and they are largely consumed by the population. So, but she said that this crop used to be considered as the crop of the poor, and they try to, you know, to turn the image associated to these crops. And now they have been processing this grain into flours, and they also extend their cooperation even with the world. Actually, they have a partnership and a contract with the World Food Program for a huge processing for sorghum flour, and it's ongoing actually. You are unmuted again.
Le travail qu'on fait le plus, c'est vraiment avec les producteurs de mil et de sorgho au Mali parce qu'il y a le plus de coopératives de mil et de sorgho. Nous essayons de les appuyer pour produire la qualité la meilleure. Avant, quand on achetait du mil, il y avait beaucoup de détritus dedans, il y avait beaucoup de sable dedans. Donc, au fil des années, ça fait plus de 28 ans qu'on travaille avec des producteurs pour que le mil qui arrive à la transformation soit le meilleur possible. Et je pense que c'est l'un de nos acquis qu'on a pu avoir ces dernières années, c'est d'avoir appuyé, d'avoir formé des producteurs, de les avoir poussés à produire du mil de quantité et de qualité.
Okay. So in the past few years, they have been working in farm organization. The reason being that they wanted also to ensure more traceability and purity in the grain that we were processing to the consumers. So that has been really a focus in the past years for les céréales de Tatam. Et où est-ce que vous voyez très rapidement les opportunités pour le mil et le sorgho?
Les opportunités sont super grandes. Moi, j'ai même échangé beaucoup avec ICRISAT sur le mil. Je ne savais pas, par exemple, que l'Inde faisait du mil. Et je pense que ça a été une grande ouverture d'esprit pour moi parce que ça m'a permis de voir certains produits qu'on faisait à base de mil qu'on ne fait pas actuellement au Mali. Et c'est des produits qu'on peut exploiter au Mali aussi parce que nous, on fait des produits de base que la population mange, mais je pense qu'on peut innover énormément dans une céréale comme le mil. Et on a beaucoup de projets dans ce sens pour faire de nouveaux produits parce que c'est un marché super grand, non seulement au Mali, mais on peut exporter un peu partout aux États-Unis, en Europe, parce que c'est une céréale sans gluten et il faut promouvoir cette céréale.
Okay. So there's a lot of opportunity for millet and sorghum, and one of the things that they have been trying to find out is to some of the kind of product that have been processed in India. And I know you focus more on breakfast cereals. The aim also to produce for the country, but also to be able to export outside the country, targets like markets in the US and in the Europe. Let's now get to, merci beaucoup Halatou, on revient vers vous. Let's go to Agatha. Yeah, you are now here. Welcome. We hope that the connection will be from our side this time. So please introduce the seasoning Palet from Tanzania.
No problem. Yeah, my name is Agatha Laizer. I'm the founder of Seasoning Palet, the company that is dealing with sorghum and also millet, finger millet, and peanuts, also the pigeon pea. So we have started the entrepreneurship in food processing since 1997. When my mother was teaching me how to do the stuff, and unfortunately I came to get a chance to go and attend the course under UNIDO, and then later on I came back to support my mother. When we started with the processing of like 5 kilos of grains and sell to the neighbors, and later on we proceeded until now we can process until 10 tons per day. And we have expanded our factory now. We have a product of peanut butter also. So we are doing the sorghum flour, sorghum tea, and also we are making different baking flours from the millets. We have come to find out that there is a big opportunity, though these grains have been left aside with most of the people in our country because they think it's just like a local food. So we are really trying to take into our effort to make sure that people are getting to use these type of grains because it's very important for our daily life, and also it's full of nutrients. So with all this, we have tried to form the groups of small-scale farmers to teach them that the importance of farming the grains, this like sorghum, and also we are creating classes teaching small entrepreneurs how to use our flour in doing baking. So this is what we are doing so far. We have created our own tea recipe that is getting more famous in my country. So this is what we are doing right now.
Thank you so much. I can see some similarity in what you are doing and what was also mentioned by Dienaba in Mali in terms of training people to produce more new recipes. Let's hear from Joseph Kibuka. He's a sorghum wine producer from Kenya. Joseph, are you with us?
I think Agathe, he has dropped out. I've tried contacting him. I think he is having some bit of a network issue which cannot be resolved right now. Can we just go ahead with the program and see if we can connect later?
Okay. So we just mentioned about the opportunities that you all have witnessed in the market. So the next question will be, then where are the challenges in growing such business? Let's get back to you, Agatha, since your connection is good this time. So you may elaborate on this. What are the challenges you face in this market?
Okay, the big challenge first is the awareness. As I said at the beginning, that most of the people, they don't know the importance of this type of grains in their daily meals. So the awareness to people, especially in my country, is still very low. we need to use more effort to demonstrate, show them how to make food in their houses, show them how they can use and benefit in business, show them that they can grow them and do business from their crops. So this is a big challenge in my country so far. They know the millet is there, the millets are there, but it's like they feel like it's for some people, a specific type of people from somewhere where they grow it, but it is really important to them. So this is what we are trying our best to make sure that they get to know and use it.
Thank you. Madugu, I know your Dala Food is not a new company, as you say before, is really in the country for many decades. But then you may have to say more about the challenges you encounter when you also created this company, and what are the challenges in the market today? Madugu? Madugu?
The issue of, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. I can hear you a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, please continue. Can you please continue? Then we'll...
Okay. What I'm saying is that the issue of challenges, there are challenges.
It's not really good. So the sound is not really good. I cannot get you well. So I mean the connection is not really on our side today. So
okay.
Yeah, it's better. Can we try again?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, what I was saying, the issue of challenge is that issue of scaling up of production to meet the market. There is a very big market. The challenge is issue of access to finance and cost of finance in terms of scaling up. We started with 200 kilo per day. Our target is to go for 30 tons, but we are still around 5 tons per day now. And the market is still very big. As I've said earlier, millet and sorghum is house food, it's a household food in northern Nigeria. And the issue is we are able to add value to it and simplify the usage of the millet and sorghum.
Okay. So is it something easy to get the grain? You purchase, how do you get the grain? Do you have a farmers cooperative or association you are working with? How do you ensure the traceability of your product?
Millet is being produced in almost 16 states out of the 19 states in northern Nigeria. So it is something that during the harvesting, we try working with a particular group of farmers. We held some meeting with them, but we have not yet started buying from them. But millet and sorghum are always available in the market. It is easier to buy from the market than even buying from farmers, because buying from farmers, there is need for a lot of arrangement and a lot of things else to
I may need to repeat what you just said because I heard a bit what you said. So actually you buy from the markets, you don't work with specific farmers organizations, but you just go in the market, you buy. I know in northern Nigeria, you have one of the biggest cereals market also in West Africa, which is also a good thing. Let's hear from Seema. We come back to Seema Gohil. Your company is a bit young. How do you see the market? What are the biggest challenges you see now in the market?
Sure. I mean, you know, as you said, we're still pretty early, but some of the challenges that we have seen is really, as a couple of people mentioned, on the supply side, convincing the farmers that this is a grain that has a market, and, you know, making sure that we can actually offtake from them. So there's definitely, you know, as people mentioned, a fragmented and broken supply chain. So for us, even to start thinking about food processing, we have to go all the way to really understanding and working with ICRISAT even on just the seed production itself, which we actually didn't anticipate having to do. So we're having to go all the way you know, to the beginning. And so I think that is definitely a challenge. There isn't a fully developed supply chain here. And so we're having to go much, much further into that than we wanted to or expected. So that's definitely been challenging. You know, I think on the awareness side, as people have mentioned, that's something that we're starting to see a little bit, you know, as we're talking to consumers, you know, and testing certain products, we do see there's a lack of awareness. So that's definitely been a challenge. It is, you know, it is a new market that we're trying to build. And so really bringing together all the stakeholders, trying to figure out who the players are, how to approach it, what the technology really is in the market. So, you know, it feels like we're trying to create a whole new market from scratch, and really that is what it is. That said, we do have some great examples from India, and I think conferences like this can really just help bring all the partners and the learnings together. So I'm excited to see how we can collaborate on some of the challenges that we're seeing in Africa based on a lot of the lessons and the technology and the processes that have already been developed in India.
Thank you. Nicholas, I'd like to ask the same question to you. What are some of the biggest challenges that you face in the market? I'm asking this question to you because I know you have a focus on nutrition, and when you talk about nutrition, there's also the need to ensure that you know exactly about the quality of the grain that you are bringing in. So are there any challenges you want to talk about?
Yes, thank you, Agatha. Now, I would say there are basically, I would say, two challenges that we are facing at the moment, because I would say we are also having a quite new product. Like I don't remember his name, Haji. Like he said, one of the biggest
Madugu
challenges. Yes, one of the challenges we're having is financing, but mainly it's coming as a reason of the volatile market that we work in, some of our FSMEs are working in. You realize that most of the people that we work with are having new products, and they're bringing these new products into the volatile market. So the level of accepting these products into the volatile market, however good they may be, is quite complex for the start. Like consumers coming to the awareness of the products and all that, it's really hectic. So it takes quite a while for these people to get the money from the products they made, so that they can make probably another purchase and probably run a new stock of produce and something like that. So the inability to have that running capital is really a challenge. Most people have the startup capital, but they find hard time having the ability to run the productions consistently. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Dienaba, again, you are the CEO of Gabougouni in Mali. Where do you get your grain from? Do you purchase from the market or from farmers' organizations? What are some of the challenges, if any, that you face?
So we did not buy our grain directly from farmers. We buy them with the women agriculture processor. I mean, those women work directly with the farmers, and then after they clean up the millet and the sorghum, so we buy with those women because those women are certified because they are exporting their products to other countries, and that's
Okay, thank you. So about this question again, I like just to put the question to all of you. Does any one of you have any different experience that you would like to share about purchasing directly from the farmers or from the market?
Can I share my experience?
Yes, Agatha.
Yeah, the other experience, yeah, it is, I have seen the big difference of buying the raw material from the farmers rather than the storekeepers in the market, storekeepers. Because those ones in the market, mostly they even add sand in the raw material to add the weight so they can sell. So when you go, you buy something like 100 kilos, you might find 30 kilos is just sand they remove from the raw material. But when you buy direct from the farmer, you find out that the person will be afraid that they will know he or she is the one who sells that raw material to you. So that's the big challenge also of buying the raw material from the market.
Thank you so much, Agatha, because I just got an interview with a supplier in Mali a few weeks ago, and he was telling me the same story. Now they have a blower that they bought, and they say that they can ensure best quality from all their vendors. So actually, what you are saying, I think, is not only in Tanzania, but it's something that we found in Mali, that many people are reluctant to buy millet or soft product because the purity is not there. So I think is a common issue that I see, I can witness for Mali and as you say for Tanzania. I'm sure it's something that's found in different countries. So and I see that investment in some small machineries or even bigger machineries to help the farmers ensure this kind of quality is something that is really important. So
Yeah.
really thank you for bringing this out into discussion. And this will just lead us to the next question about the issue of certification. Do you think that certification or branding around the smart foods will help in marketing to consumers? Let me ask this question then to other panelists. Madugu, if your connection is good, we can take it from you. Let's try this time. Thank you. Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, certification is very, very important, more especially for us in Nigeria. Issue of regulation in food industry, it is very, very important. By time now, average Nigerians are very much aware of certified products by the authority. So it is very, very important. In Nigeria, we have Standard Organization of Nigeria, and we have the NAFDAC. These are the two regulatory agencies. And now, even in rural market, not even in urban market, you will see consumers are looking for certification number on the product before they buy. So it's very important.
Thank you so much, Madugu. I know you know this thematic area very well. You are vice president of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, and you are very involved in the National Institute for Policy and Strategy Studies in Nigeria. So this topic is something that really, I guess, you know, and you are involved in so much. Dienaba, I know you're coming from a different background where you work on quality on that is served on the airline. And quality, as I've been working with you during the 2 past years, quality is something that is really, really important to you. Will you have something to say about the issue of certification of smart food? Will certification of branding around smart food help in marketing millet and sorghum?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I think it will really help to promote those cereals. So because in Mali here, we have a lack of awareness. Most of people think that millet and sorghum are cereals for the poor, and they do not really know their value, their nutrition value. So I think if we have a certification or a labelization of these cereals, I think it will be really, really good for the market.
No. Oh, thank you. Halatou, I know that you have been working on this issue of certification and label. Could you please tell us where you are now with the certification of your product?
Oui, comme tu l'as dit, on est en train de chercher la certification ISO 22000. Mais nous, c'est vraiment pour le marché d'export. Comme l'a dit Dienaba ici, au Mali, le mil, le sorgho n'est pas très valorisé. Et quand on met le coût de la certification, ça fait que les céréales, quand on les vend dans le pays, va être plus cher. Mais pour le marché d'exportation, tu les demandes parce que les produits à base de mil et de sorgho sont extrêmement demandés à l'extérieur. Et les gens qui veulent acheter, par exemple, des grosses boîtes qui utilisent ces céréales-là dans du yaourt pour faire des desserts, ont besoin que ces céréales soient certifiées. Mais pour le marché local, il est très difficile de vendre des céréales certifiées parce que c'est des céréales qu'on retrouve un peu partout. Et le coût de la certification n'est pas intégré dans le marché local. C'est ce qui est la difficulté pour nous, même actuellement à notre niveau, pour la certification. Donc, on se certifie beaucoup plus pour aller sur le marché international.
Quite interesting. So actually, also, I know we had the discussion a few years ago with Halatou. So they have been working hard on getting the ISO certification. But then she's saying that the cost of certification is really very high. So what they are trying to do is focus on the external market for the certification. But for the national market, it's been very, very difficult to go with that line. Seema, will you have something to add on the issue of certification and branding and labeling?
Sure. I mean, I think it absolutely would help us, you know, to have this certification. I think one of the big, I guess, one of the big investments where we would need is on consumer education as well, because they really then need to really mean, you know, so today you see most people understand GMO and they understand organic, and those have become household names. Part of it was because of the consumer education that was also done. So I think in the certification and having the smart food labeling would absolutely be very, very helpful and very credible. But at the same time, we also need to then couple that with consumer education, so then they know what those differences are, and both in conjunction, I think, would work very well together.
Nicholas, will you have something to add on this?
Yes, Agatha, thank you very much. Branding is very important. You realize that, for example, as an institution, we believe in two things: having quality products, but also presenting these products the right way. We understand that these two things work hand in hand. Without, if we have the good branding, without the good quality, then despite the fact that people will see these products first and be interested in them, it will be hard to keep them if we have the bad product, the poor quality product. So branding is very, very serious. Like I think it was Gohil that said, Seema, that said it's good to put out this information about smart food, like the organics and everything. It's really important. And as smart food entrepreneurs, we have to understand the selling points of smart foods. You realize that we are dealing direct in the community, and smart foods are mainly driven on 3 pillars. That is good for you, good for the farmer, and good for the environment. But you realize that what communicates best to the communities or our clients is the nutrition. So focus has to be put on how we put forward the nutrition advantages that come with consumption of millet. This is what I would think as a person, as an institution, we think this is our marketing point, or how we have to penetrate into the markets of our consumers. And with this, we can have these other advantages of we are saving the environment, we are contributing to the farmers that are dealing in the markets here. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. Does anyone in the panel have any additional issue on this issue of branding and certification? Before we move on the next topic, which is also about the current situation. It's important to know that, to see that all of us, we are just connected virtually. So we like to know how this pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, may have affected your business, especially with regard to millet and sorghum. And maybe there are also opportunities that emerge during this pandemic that we would like to share with us. Nicholas, we can take it from you if you want to, or we can also come back to you.
Okay, thank you, Agatha. Now, COVID came with a lot. It really, as an institution, it set us back, I would say 1,000 times. Before COVID, we are in a lot of plans. Like we had a line of products we are trying to work with ICRISAT, but these plans were put on hold because all facilities were closed and we are not allowed to proceed with any processes. So we had to pause, and it's only of recent that they've been opened. And you realize that by the time these were opened, most of the financial capacity that we had was really low, and we could not move on with the project. Then we realized that one of our products, the new product that we are working on, is a product that we are mainly targeting schools. It's high in iron, and we are thinking it will address the issue of anemia very widely. So we are thinking of how we can work with school feeding programs. We are thinking of how to work with school feeding programs to see that we bring these products to them. However, all schools have been closed in the country, and it's only of recent that they've been opened. So our plans were to launch out this product in about April, but we are closed in March and schools have just opened, so there is no way we can really get to our clients, our target clientele, with this COVID pandemic. So it really affected us, and it really, we never had any opportunities coming out of it. Yes.
But nutrition-wise, I think there are some new orientation maybe on how to proceed just after the pandemic, nutrition-wise. Yes, there's a lot of emphasis now on the nutrition aspect of this pandemic and post-pandemic. Are there any opportunities that can be seized?
Yeah, the opportunities could be there. There are opportunities. If you are to talk about nutrition, there is great advocacy for healthy diets as a remedy towards fighting COVID, but also as a usual remedy for living healthy lives. It awakes people to the advantages of nutrition. You know, you realize that true issues like HIV have been existent, issues like diarrhea have been existent, even malnutrition. But I don't know, somehow COVID awoke us to the reality that nutrition is important. You realize that people are going for healthy juices and all that. So I think it creates an opportunity in such a way. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicholas. Dienaba, are you there? Any impact of COVID? I know you conduct many cooking classes with the kids, but also with adults. Have you been able to conduct or continue your program?
No, unfortunately, we had to stop the classes because of the COVID pandemic. But we had more opportunities after that. The catering, we are doing more delivery. People appreciate more the products with the millet and the sorghum because they're high nutrition. People at home, so we can we are more discussing online, so people are getting to know better the other products we are offering, and that's it. But we had to stop the classes, and we have so many delay in the reception of our equipment, so basically that's it.
Okay. Thank you. Agatha, what about you in Tanzania? Hello, Agatha? Are you with us? Okay, let's move to Elaj Madugu. Elaj Madugu, you are based in northern Nigeria. Yes, is there anything in relation with COVID-19 that you want to share with us? Any impact in the business?
Yes, actually, the experience in Nigeria is a little bit different from other countries. Being Nigeria, one of the biggest one of the largest population in Africa, and many other countries in West Africa depend much in Nigeria. So the protocols during the COVID-19 lockdown, it gives and recognizes that there must be an essential services that should continue. So the food industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the packaging industry, they are all open throughout the COVID lockdown. So we were able to work to make sure that food, there will be no food scarcity in Nigeria. There will be no pharmaceutical scarcity in Nigeria, and some other essential services. Even though we were made to observe the protocol 100% and very strictly in our operations. So virtually all the food industry in Nigeria were working throughout the lockdown period. So and likewise the supply chain, the markets that supply our industries with grain, they are still working too, but all under strict protocol observation.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'd like to ask the same question to Seema Gohil. Yes.
I mean, I think we had similar challenges to what Nicholas mentioned, which is on the product development side, it was really hard to launch products over the last 6 to 9 months. You know, it's been hard for us to go out and develop relationships with farmers or suppliers because of the lockdown and because of the disruptions. We had planned to be in India for training, which has not been possible. Consumer testing has not been possible. So it's really, I think, for us at least, set us back, I would say about a year at least, in getting products into the market. So that's been a big challenge for us. That said, I mean, I think two of the opportunities that came out of this, one which you actually mentioned and highlighted was on the nutrition side. Consumers are today a lot more health conscious. They're looking for products with higher nutrition. And, you know, I think that trend will continue. You know, it was already there, but this has accelerated it. And I think for everybody in the industry, that should hopefully be a big win going forward. I think the other part is actually on the food security side. Hopefully, and I think we've seen this in some of the publications, what this has highlighted is that we can't rely on importation. You know, our local food systems need to be developed, local supply chains need to be developed. And so I think this idea of constantly importing, constantly relying on this seamless, I guess, global supply chain really came to light during this COVID crisis because things shut down, because things weren't, you know, we couldn't send products back and forth, right? So, and I think that now has highlighted this idea that we need to build local, we need to make sure that these are all resilient food systems. So I think, again, like from a regional level, hopefully this now accelerates some of those conversations. And going forward, there isn't this constant reliance on importation the way it has been, and because it's now highlighted that as a factor.
Thank you. Agatha, I think you're now back.
I'm back.
We are talking about, yes, we are talking about impact of COVID in the food industry. In your case, yeah.
Let me start from where you were asking about the branding and the compliance, because I wanted to contribute on that point, that even back to our country, the compliance is the first thing before you think of doing or selling any food. So it is very important. But for me, I wish we could have the brand of smart food in our product to show the difference. Since we have decided to work under smart food, and we really want to make sure smart food is moving forward, the smart food mark on our product will be very important to us, because what I doubt is in Africa, there is a lot of people likes just to jump into something without knowing where the thing is starting or where the thing is supposed to be done, or they don't know how to perfect some of the stuff. So when they'll take a lead in the market, because they are not passing all through this chain of production, they might be cheaper than what we are doing, because we are trying really to perfect the product because of the compliance and maybe the smart food restrictions. So they might meet people and make people not to like or not to love to use the grains like sorghum, finger millet and stuff like that, because of whatever they are doing, that it's not that much perfect. So I advise, if it will be possible, for that mark to be given to those people they think that they can be the good representative of smart food in Africa.
How should we go, just before you go, Eli, how should we go about this these smart foods, you know, like, because it's also, when you're giving it to people, there should be some step, right? What are some of your suggestions for that?
Yeah, I don't know what are the standards of smart food, but I believe is the perfection of the product. So I think they should first look at the people who they are having the full compliance certificates that they are supposed to have for food processing. And at least secondly, the premises. And also how they manage, or how they, manage their stock, whether it's from farmers or from the market. But the procedures that they follow to get this final product from the grains should be very important. At least someone should show, and when they need to see and track back they shows this is very important. We don't need someone to mess up and then they just feel like all Africans, we are the same.
Okay. So
Because I know to get the compliance, the food compliance is a little bit expensive and it needs really determination. So that will help at least to have people who are responsible.
okay.
And about the COVID, you know, Tanzania, we didn't have lockdown, but we locked ourselves down because we are just afraid.
Okay. So luckily.
So, but to me, locking myself down with my family was a new thing that I'm learning in my life ever since. And then I get to learn a lot of things. I know that we should get ready for anything because it was the highest time that we worked online. That was a very good opportunity that the cost was low. You sell your product through online, though you will not sell that much quantity, but at least you can sell. But also staying at home for the very long time, I've come to create a simple way of using this type of grains to make simple food at home. And I've been sharing with friends and family, at least for them to get also the nutrients, not knowing that they're building up something else. So it was not that much bad because everybody was indoors and it's only that the time has delayed. A lot of things which we are supposed to do at that time, we couldn't manage. So that's all.
Thank you for sharing that. I like to ask the same question. This time to Halatou. Halatou, who is the managing director of the céréales de Tatam. Halatou, en quoi cette pandémie de la COVID-19, est-ce qu'elle a eu de l'impact au niveau donc, de vos affaires? S'il n'y en a pas eu, nous nous en réjouissons. Mais est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose que vous avez à nous dire à ça?
Cette année, Agathe, ça a été une année très difficile pour les entreprises maliennes. Je pense que ce n'est pas moi seulement, mais la plupart des entreprises en souffrent. Ça a été une année déjà de pandémie qui a fait que les frontières étaient fermées. Donc, nos exportations se sont arrêtées. Nos prévisions, nos chiffres d'affaires ont chuté carrément. Et le deuxième truc que le Mali a eu, c'est vraiment la crise politique. Donc, on était entre deux chaises et c'était très difficile. Les autres pays frontaliers nous avaient fermé les frontières. Je pense qu'économiquement, c'était difficile pour les familles. Donc, les gens ne dépensaient pas beaucoup et il n'y avait pas beaucoup d'achats sur le territoire malien, jusqu'à présent d'ailleurs. Donc, je pense que la pandémie a fait qu'il y a beaucoup d'entreprises, les PME, qui sont fermées au Mali. Jusqu'à présent, ils sont fermés parce que la pandémie continue. Ça a eu un impact sur nous du fait qu'on a dû diminuer le personnel de moitié parce qu'on n'exportait plus, il fallait juste vendre au Mali. Et comme je l'ai dit, le chiffre d'affaires au Mali a baissé aussi à cause de la crise politique. Donc, ça a été vraiment difficile.
So, to summarize, it has been very difficult because of the lockdown. People were not buying a lot of items. And also companies like her own company, they had to reduce their personnel by 50%. So it already affected many SMEs and the startup in the business. Because of the lockdown, the border was closed. So that was mainly the main issue, and people could not get the input from the outside. We discussed with people who could not get their input from China, from other countries. It's also, I think it's called for need also, as someone highlighted during the discussion, to developing the domestic market also. Some of these inputs, we can, I think, generate them in the continent, but we were faced with it, and I personally discussed with many people and in the industry who were confronted to the same issue. So We have a very burning here. We are coming to almost to the end of the on, but we have this question to all of you. We'd like you to tell us your top 3 needs of entrepreneur to succeed with millet and sorghum products. Yeah, just identify top 3 priority for to succeed with millet, and especially in the continent and of course abroad. Who would like to start? Who would like to jump in? Agatha, I see you. You are.
Do you want me to start?
Oh yes, okay, Nigeria. Come on.
Okay.
After all, you're the biggest market.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much for the compliment.
Okay.
Thank you. Actually, the three major things for success in business of millet and sorghum. The first is the issue of awareness, creating awareness of the product. These products are old products, as old as Africa itself, but due to new things that come to Africa, some of our people tend to forget or tend to just look so down on the millet and sorghum. So the issue of awareness is a very important issue to bring people to be aware of this product, to be aware of the nutritional values of this product. Secondly, is to make sure that this product come cheaper to the consumers, because we are now like competing with the products that are not African per se. For example, if you're talking of wheat and other flowers like that. So the sorghum and millet, we should make sure that after processing, after adding value, it still goes to the consumer at a very reasonable lower price. Then thirdly, there is issue of creativity. We should be creative in terms of making products out of the flower. Just don't, we should not just sell the flower, but we should make products out of the flower. Rather than selling a millet flour or sorghum flour, sell a product out of the flour which you have already added value to, so that will give you an edge, and it will give the consumers new things to test or new things to use. This is my take on the 3 issues. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Elijah. First, top priority is really awareness, as you mentioned. And then let's be very creative in finding new products or creating or putting new products in the market. Yeah, thank you. Nicholas, to go ahead with this question.
Yes, thank you. To me, my 3 points would be: 1, let's have a clear understanding of our consumer needs. You realize we are living in a time where people are more into ready-to-use foods. We are into people, we like Seema and all the rest we are saying. We are moving more into people desiring more nutritious products. People are going the nutrition trend. So I think it's clear, it's good to know our consumer needs. Who are our target customers? What are their price requirement demands? What are their tastes? What are their all those conditions? I think it's one of the things that we have to be clear about. And then innovating, Alhaji said, innovating around those requirements to see that we produce something that is unique and better on the market. 2, I would talk again about quality. Let's ensure quality in everything we do. Let's not just present the beautiful products, but let's produce the unique products, but let them be of quality. Us and our team, we usually say, a good product markets itself to some extent. So if we create good products, unique products, like Haji said, let's not just create a flour, let's create a unique flour. That will really be an advantage that we can ride on as entrepreneurs. Lastly, I would say presentation. Presentation in all its forms. As an organization, we usually use social media because we have not yet grown as big to invest into bigger forms of advertisement. Social media is a great tool that we are taking advantage of, and it's really giving a number of results. So let's harness the use of social media platforms. Before going into that, we first experimented using clothes, and just a few members posted on their statuses, and all we wanted to see is how long would it take to sell out a stock of these clothes. And in just a week, we had sold out a stock of about 50 lady clothes. So we can really take advantage of the presence of technology to really present ourselves out there. People are going nutritional, people are going convenience, and we think we can address these things if we put out the advantages that come with millets, the advantages that come with smart foods, and also package our products the right way. We have the good products that really meet the clientele expectations and then present them right. Like I said in one of the quotes, such products cannot be failed in any way. Yes, that's what I can say, Agatha.
Thank you so much. Let's also use our social media and all these new trends to promote millet and sorghum. Seema, your top three priorities as we move on to conclude this session.
Sure, thanks. I guess similar to a couple of other speakers, I would say awareness is absolutely at the top of the list. And this is where we need stakeholder support. So it's everybody from ICRISAT, the government, the Ministry of Agriculture, and all these parties coming together to really build awareness and educate the consumer. But then also provide a credible source of nutritional information. I think a lot of what we've heard when we've talked to nutritionists in the market or just experts in the field is that there's a lot of misinformation in the market as well. And so really it's not just about creating awareness, but also having credible sources that are standing behind that. I think secondly, it's really the technology and food processing partners. You know, as I mentioned, a lot of these foods exist globally. And so we need, you know, whether it's the Kenyan and the Indian governments to come together to create frameworks to allow, you know, the licensing of these technologies, the technology transfer, the frameworks for all of this, you know, the training. So really creating those, and I know I heard some of the ambassadors talking earlier today about the fact that this already exists, but I think just bringing those things to the table and allowing entrepreneurs like us to take advantage of that, I think would be the second one. And then last but most importantly, I would say is funding, right? None of this will happen without funding being directed to this sector. So we also need funders to come to the table and now help us build these markets. So all of us, you know, as you can see, have business plans, have, you know, a lot of entrepreneurs already have things in the market. So we need funders, whether it's the World Bank, USAID, or whoever the right partners are, to help us now, you know, really launch and fund these things. So I think that would be one of the most important ones to scale these markets going forward.
Thanks, Seema. Thanks very much for your concluding words. I also like to hear from Dienaba for her top priorities to conclude these sessions. Dienaba, what will be your top priorities? Three top priorities.
Three top priorities. First of all, I can say changing the habits. So like the others say, make more awareness about the smart food
So they see me here, but they'll hear me there. Am I on mute?
Yeah, you are
mute. Joanna?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Agathe. Yeah, I'm sorry, Agathe. There's just an issue because the technical team running this session, where they're in that state of India is in lockdown and there's a curfew. And if they don't leave the office in a few minutes, they'll be illegal.
Okay.
Sorry about that. That's another impact of COVID.
Okay. So we need to conclude. That's what we are doing now.
Yeah. Okay.
Quickly. So we are having the top priority of each of our participants as concluding word as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Over to you.
So Dienaba, go ahead very quickly. We don't want someone to be in the jail this afternoon after.
I said first of okay, then I said first of all, changing the habits by making more awareness about the smart food product, and secondly, to make a diversification of the product that we offer. So we will remain to have an attractive place in the market. And the third is making more opportunities like this, so to help entrepreneurs to know each other and to collaborate between us. That's it.
Thank you so much. Let's go to who has not concluded yet. I think we have not heard from Halatou. Halatou, very quickly.
Ok, merci. Moi, je pense que nous, au Mali, ici, on a beaucoup d'exemples qu'on a pu, les entreprises qui font du mil et du sorgho, il y en a énormément, mais qui sont à un niveau très artisanal. Et je pense qu'il faut les aider à se mécaniser pour pouvoir faire des produits de bonne qualité. Il faut les aider à avoir accès au financement. Il faut aussi, comme l'a dit Dienaba, collaborer, faire des chaînes de valeur 1000 sorgho. Il faut des filières et chaînes de valeur très résistants qui puissent s'entraider des producteurs jusqu'à l'assiette. Donc, il faut structurer la chaîne de valeur, je pense, dans nos pays pour mettre une plus grande visibilité pour les entreprises qui transforment le mil et le sorgho.
So we need to develop the value chain of millet and sorghum more. That's what Halatou is saying in substance. Agatha, your final words as we conclude these sessions. Agatha?
Okay.
Yeah.
No. I'm here.
Yeah, you're here. So very quick.
Yeah. No, for me,
your final words.
the three priorities, I think, is first, we need funds. We need funds because smart food is not a small thing that we can just take it locally. To bring the difference, we need funds. And when we have funds, I think the second thing is to get or to give those small farmers groups the post-harvest support, which is very important to assure the quality of the grains that they're going to sell to us. And also the joint venture of the smart food team, the supporting to each other, that at least someone from Mali can visit Tanzania and tell us what they are doing there, and I can go maybe to Nigeria and meet them, and something like exchanging of ideas within smart food entrepreneurs. Those are three priorities.
Okay. Thank you so much. I think we have come almost at the end of this session and we are together, Agatha. I think we heard from Seema as well. So as the last word, I'd like to thank you. We're sorry that we are rushing to concluding this session, but we thank you for your patience because with us there was a delay before this session. So thank you so much, and the discussion will continue.